Hi everyone, happy Saturday. My name is Tracy. This is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel, and today I have for you my weekly episode of my Saturday Bath & Body Works ritual haul with the hubs. I have technically, I think you would say it's 3, but it kind of feels like 2 because 2 of them came from the same store. But it's a collective haul episode because last weekend candles were $10.95. I didn't have a coupon, so I was waiting and waiting and waiting, hoping for a flash sale. Flash sale didn't happen. But luckily, my friend Melissa, who is an amazing viewer, reached out to me and gave me so graciously her 25% off coupon with free shipping. Thank you, Melissa. Really, y'all are great. Like when I say I don't have a coupon, I feel like somebody always comes through. So I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot to me. That saves me a lot of dough. Plus I'm out of gift cards, which I keep waiting for them to put those gift cards on sale again. So I was like, all right, I'm going ham. I'm putting a bunch of stuff in the cart. So I did some online exclusives, which you can't see, but they're in a box right here that got delivered yesterday. Then I have a BOPIS because there were 2 candles that weren't available online that I had to have at that discounted price because it ended up being like $8 or something with the coupon. Then when I went to pick up the BOPIS, of course, the hubs and I, it was the outlet store, found a few things, not a lot of the same at the outlet store. I think I'll start with getting this box opened up for us. Okay, had to locate my blade. All right, had to locate my blade. Sometimes it takes a minute. It's in the drawer, like right here, but I also have a few other items over here that I am getting ready to film. Kringle candles that are Christmas related. 3 of them I received in PR. The other 3 I just bought because I wanted them. I wanted to review them for y'all. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to see some Kringle reviews, make sure you're subscribed. Also, if you're shopping Kringle paying full price, use my code 3Wick Thesis. That would help me out and give you 15%. But we're here for Bath & Body Works today, so please. All right. Wow. Okay. This is interesting. Whole lot of these like air pocket things, but did no good. They're just sitting on top and kind of to the side. And I have a ton of 3-Wicks in here, plus a few Single-Wicks. I had some rewards that were expiring, so I was like, yeah, put those in the bag too. This is a backup because at the price, I couldn't resist. And the one we have now, which I did a review for, we're liking it so much that it's halfway gone. So I put another one of the cinnamon sugar pretzel cookie from the Milk Bar collab in the bag because this is delicious. Yeah, it kind of just smells like a under sugared cinnamon roll. It's delicious. I get the pretzel vibes. I get cinnamon. It feels like cinnamon icing. And I think that's because it's toasted pretzel plus cinnamon dusting and sugared vanilla. I did a lit review on this where I tried the cookie. This smells nothing like the cookie taste. And by the way, even the hubs, that was the cookie I like basically choked on and had to go off camera and drink water and come back to life. Even the hubs was like, yeah, that's not that good of a cookie. I think we ended up throwing the last bit of it away, but it was free, so what do I care? If you haven't seen this collab, white wax, thin stiff ropey wicks, kind of a beige neutral lid with no branding, and then a shimmer wraparound. This one is like a creamy white with a green label. The next one I grabbed is a repurchase. This is my 4th one this year because we got through this in my October empties, which I'll pop a link to that below if you haven't seen it. And that is the Kitchen Lemon. I think somebody on Reddit was asking me about this and whether or not it was like a good crisp, like kind of kitchen vibe lemon. And I said, yes, it is. To me, it almost smells a bit like a lemon sorbet. I feel like it has like an icy component to it. It's zesty lemon, sparkling citrus, and Italian bergamot. Y'all, it just got real dark in here. Sorry, y'all. The light just went away. It's been real moody around here lately in terms of weather. Also, it's warm this weekend. I think this is like our last gasp of summer. And yes, I say that in the middle of November or at the end of the first week of November. That's what it's like here where I am in the Bay Area. It is insanely warm until, this is late. Usually it's like October 31st we get cold. It's not going to be cold till next week. Anyhow, zesty lemon, sparkling citrus, and Italian bergamot. This one is so good. It's a very juicy Like you just took a lemon and squeezed the juice out like you're getting ready to make some lemonade, but you haven't added a lot of the sugar yet. It's just like a hint of sweetness that almost gives me like a crystallized sugar vibe. It feels more like those big chunks of sugar than it does like it's already blended into the beverage. So kind of lemonade-esque, but more zingy. There's more zest and zing to it that makes it smell like a sorbet to me. It's almost like an icy, juicy, very fresh, very bright lemon. And it performs pretty well. The hubs did complain. He didn't like the burn quality on the last one. And I told him, you got to babysit it better. Some of these White Barns, you have to babysit a bit. This one so far has been the dirtiest of the new White Barns that I've done and tested. White wax, thin stiff ropey wicks. And I do have some, I've decided, as one of you pointed out, that this is glue residue. It comes from the boxes. So I do have some glue residue on the label. That won't be there if you pick this up in store. But it's a beautiful glass jar with yellow that looks like a lemon, color matching lid that's a little bit brighter. Love this one. Fourth one this season. I don't have any backups. That's the fourth one I bought. I've gotten through 3 already. This one is an online exclusive that I picked up, and I feel like I may have had this one before. I don't know if I picked it up at Winter Sass. I think I did, because I think I burned it this past spring in one of my spring rotations. But I liked the labels on this collection that dropped online for the online exclusives. This is the Lavender Vanilla. I really love the florals on the front and kind of like a wallpaper-esque vibe in the background. And this one has a purple hue to go with the lavender. Some gold specks. Nice black lid that's accenting it. White wax, thin stiff ropey wicks. And this one's lavender blossom, creamy vanilla, white woods, and sugared musk. Yeah, I definitely had this one earlier this year. I don't remember if it was in a 3-wick though. Did this come out in a single wick? So much glue on this. This is beautiful. It's a little bit powdery and dusty. It smells actually just like the shower steamers that are lavender vanilla. You get the floral from the lavender. It's a little bit sweet. I feel like it's almost a little bit like herbaceous or earthy. The vanilla is not full-on gourmand vanilla. It's just kind of a warm, softening vanilla. And then you get some sweetness from the lavender. This is beautiful. I'm going to actually hold off on burning this. I have a lavender rotation that I always do in the spring. So this is just going to go in the cabinet. But for $8, whatever it ends up working out to with the coupon, it's over $8. And I don't have my receipt because this was an online order. Yeah, $8.21 a candle. Better than Candle Day prices. Which, by the way, I did talk about the upcoming Candle Day releases in my Weekend Deals video yesterday or Thursday. If you want to know more about the Candle Day candles that we're getting, check that out. I'll also link that below and put a card up here. Yeah, lots of links I'm sharing with you today. Cuddle Weather, for whatever reason, I've only been able to get this online. It doesn't say it's an online exclusive, but I haven't seen it in my stores. Like, I didn't even know it was out until one of you asked me how the new gingerbread cookie candle compared to this one. And then I was like, why haven't I seen Cuddle Weather? I know I saw it last year at Sass. Where is it? Looked at it on the website, realized none of my stores have it in stock. So I ordered it with these other online exclusives because I don't have it this season. It's warm gingerbread tea, cinnamon shortbread, and a cozy blanket. Oh, this is nice. Yeah. Honestly, on cold, this is what I'm looking for in a gingerbread cookie scent. I feel like you get spice, but it's not overpowering. I feel like I'm even getting like a breadiness. That's probably coming from the cinnamon shortbread. And then there's a creamy sweetness that almost just feels like a powdered sugar icing. I don't get like a cashmere or a body care vibe from it that I would expect from a cozy blanket. On cold, this just feels full-on edible. So I do have a best gingerbread candle coming. There's 5 candles in that collection. However, I've already filmed it. It's just an editing process. So this one won't show up, but it should have. Maybe I'll do an update. This is beautiful. I really like it on cold. It's going to go in my theme of gingerbread next month. I am going to do a gingerbread rotation for December. Okay, took me a second. I was like, did I order another cranberry candle? That's right, I did, because this one is another one of the online exclusives, the Cranberry Pomagranate, which I have Goose Creek's Cranberry Pomagranate, but not Bath & Body Works. And I'm not always a Cranberry Pomegranate fan, but y'all, the label has a cardinal on it. And the Hubs loves birds. He misses cardinals. We have these in Michigan where we're from originally. So I got this because he'll really like that. I love it. And this one is that same as the vanilla lavender. So it's kind of the same vibe, but this one has more of a red hue with pomegranates on the front. Same black lid. This one has core wicks and white wax. Sugared cranberry, juicy pomegranate, and crisp red apple. And I'm getting a lot of apple on this, which means the Hubs will love it. Yeah, this is very bright, very tart. I feel like I'm getting a lot of like bright sharpness, tartness from the apple. The cranberry is also tart. Feels just a tinge artificial, but for the most part, pretty authentic. And then the pomegranate is just really juicy. Which is interesting because pomegranates, I mean, there's a lot of juice in there, but you got to work for it because those seeds are plump, but they are difficult to get out. Yeah, this smells a bit gummy, I think is the best way to word it. I feel like I'm sniffing a bag of gummy bears. So there's something kind of waxy or like gelatin-esque about it. But again, I don't care because the label is beautiful. So I'll have that in our December rotation as well. And this one I am legitimately excited about. This is the Balsam Firewood. Did this come out last year? I feel like it did. But I passed on it. Saw it at Sass even, I think. I'm pretty sure it was Balsam Firewood. Maybe it was Balsam Vanilla. Anyway, I don't care. I love smoky wood notes, and I'm hoping I'll love this one. So same part of that collection. This has got some pine branches with pine cones. It's more of a, it's just like a gray hue. There's not really much color to this one at all. Same black lid. These are more of a medium ropey wick. And Balsam Firewood is cedarwood, cardamom, and white birch. Okay, it's conceptual. I don't really get smokiness, which I kind of was expecting from a firewood vibe, but you do get a lot of raw wood energy from the white birch that's in here, and I assume probably from the cedarwood too. It's not as balsam-y either as I was expecting. To be fair, balsam is not a scent note. I get a very creamy, warm cardamom spice. I get a very warm, creamy cardamom spice with like raw wood. And it feels like, it almost feels like you baked something with cardamom, like a Swedish cardamom roll, and you brought in some firewood for your fireplace. That's the energy it's giving me. Yeah, I'm not getting, I mean, I literally thought I would get smoke and pine, balsam from the label, but it's really just raw wood with some warm spice and a little bit of perfuminess from that white birch. It goes just a tinge body care. I think it's really pretty. It kind of reminds me a little bit of vanilla birch, but without so much of the heavy vanilla in there. I think this is the last one in that collection that I picked up of online exclusive. There was another one, but I think I already have it, so I didn't grab it. And that's the Hot Buttered Rum. I love the label on this one too with the jingle bells. And this has more of like a butterscotch color to it on the wraparound. Same black lid. This one is overfilled and missing its wicks. So this will be a customer service chat. Those are always fun to have. I'm being sarcastic. So I've lost the wicks. It is overfilled. You can see it's right to the brim. And these are, or would have been, very medium ropey wicks. And I also feel like the wax is loose. Yes, it is. Wax is loose. You can see there's about a ½ inch of space in the bottom. But the wax won't come out. So I will have this wax for free. That's what it always works out. Unless you go into store, which don't do that. Chat with them. They'll send me a new one and this will become a crock candle. which is probably a good thing because this is basically unscented. Wow, I hope that's a defect of the situation and not what it actually smells like on cold, because this is almost unscented. It's dark buttered rum, warm caramel, mulling spice, and vanilla bourbon. Yeah, with those scent notes, I would expect this thing to be a beast, and I really have to search for scent. I definitely get caramel. It's like a very molasses brown sugar vibe to the caramel. I don't get mulling spice. I do get the sense of like a butteriness that you would get from adding, I think they actually add butter to rum and it's like a hot drink if I recall. So there is like a boozy element in here too, probably coming from the bourbon. But it's kind of just adding almost like an oak barrel vibe and a little bit of like a syrupy sweet energy. It's not super boozy, but it is present. It's good, I just feel like it's really light. So I'm hoping that's the issue with the candle and not just that's how it is. If you've had butter rum before, let me know. Does it perform okay? What I get myself into. Because the price was cheap, I picked up champagne toast. I do with one of these every January as a part of like my New Year's theme rotation. I like the jar on this one, although I will say I like last year's better. I don't need this right now, but with the price and the coupon, I was like, put it in the bag. It's bubbly champagne, sparkling berries, and juicy tangerine. And I know that this is like a real snoozer for a lot of people. And honestly, the performance is usually a real bummer. It's usually pretty low in terms of strength, and also the throw is not good. But I do genuinely like the scent. I also really like it in body care. Maybe I'm just a vanilla chick. And I don't mean the scent, I mean like boring, right? Like maybe that's just who I am. I don't know. I like the brightness of this from the citrus, which I do actually get. So whenever I can smell citrus in a candle, I'm pretty happy. And then I like the kind of effervescent tartness of the berry that's in here. I just think it's pretty. It's like inoffensive. It's not body care. It's nice and fruity without being too sweet. White wax, thin stiff ropey wicks, and this one has a shiny gold lid. Wraparound is kind of like a gold and pink with some like glitter vibes to it or confetti. The label's okay. I do like last year's better. And then my last 3-wick that I picked up, this one is a backup. Wasn't sure if this would make it to Winter Sass, and I don't want to be without it. So I grabbed another autumn drive for next year. Just finished this one up. You'll see this in my November empties. Wild raspberry, warm amber, and vanilla birch. I feel like it was just such a nice like freshener of all the heavy fall apple, spice, pumpkin, patchouli, all that stuff I was doing in October. This just really lightened it up. It's really juicy, sweet raspberry. I feel like the vanilla birch adds some warmth and it feels like a hint of woodiness, but it's not much. This is mostly raspberry. And it's very body care-esque from the amber in here. It doesn't read too perfumey, just a smidge perfumey. It also performed well in terms of burn quality. Core wicks, white wax. And the jar is absolutely gorgeous when illuminated. So it's like pink and purple with leaves. I think that's like is that a ginkgo leaf or an aspen leaf? I don't know. There's maple on there, Japanese maple. So I don't think it's your traditional fall, but definitely a nice break from the usual heaviness of fall. I also know that a lot of y'all were happy to get that one back this year. So I wanted to back it up just in case it doesn't come back next year. And then I got some Single-Wicks. One of those, because I love it in the 3-wick so much, is the Raspberry Holiday Pie Bar. Wanted to have this for the bathroom this holiday. And this has puffy raspberries that kind of look like clouds or pillows with some ornaments. Just a plain gold lid, which is pretty badly scratched. Not really sure why that is. Purple, kind of a really light purplish pink wax with core wicks. It smells really light in the Single-Wick, so I'm hoping that comes alive. It's sugar cookie, raspberry jelly, and toasted almonds. And for me, this smells like raspberry jam inside of like a Pop-Tart. It gives me Pop-Tart vibes. I don't think that's what it's actually supposed to smell like. I think it's supposed to be more like a raspberry thumbprint, but I get Pop-Tart energy from that. So that one was free with my rewards. And because I like the big boy so much, I had to get the little boy. The cinnamon sugar pretzel cookie. So this is the same scent as the 3-wick. It's got somewhat looks like almost like icing detail with some Christmas trees and confetti. Almost looks like cookie sprinkles on there. Also a core wick, which normally the single wicks are not core, so that's interesting. And the wax is just a little bit beige. Smells just like the 3-wick does. And then I have, I thought I had 4, but I think I have 3. That is empty. I have to check my receipt. I swear I ordered 4 Single-Wicks. Crushed candy cane. And this is a returning favorite. I had it last year. I liked it. Crunchy peppermint, white sugar crystals, and frosted mint leaf. It is very icy cool peppermint. It smells a lot like a Brock's mint. Like literally like you're sucking on a Brock's mint or one of those little candy canes you get when you go get your Christmas tree. Sweet, vanilla-esque. White wax on this one with the traditional Single-Wick, kind of a medium ropey. Not a wraparound, just the steen on the front. And then you can see the white wax on the back. And you have a chrome white barn lid on that one. So that was all the stuff I had shipped. And then in that same order, because it wasn't available online, and whatever, I can't live without it. I've already gotten through almost an entire one in Michigan at the stepdad's house because he also really likes it. The one I have here is almost gone. I only have 1 backup, and I was like, nah, I'm getting 2 more. And that is the Mahogany Vanilla. I know. Who am I? But y'all, this is so good. I can't even... First of all, trust your instincts. I smelled this in store, and I was like, I think I really am going to like this, but it's got mahogany in it, and I just don't know how I feel about it. So first of all, trust your instincts. Second of all, support a friend, because y'all also were like, you should get it. If you think you'll like it, we love it. Try it out. I did. And this has been, I think, the biggest surprise of fall. I'm also learning from burning mahogany apple, and I'm going to say that mahogany is like a small dog. It is all bark and no bite. It smells so cologne-y and so strong on cold, but when you light it, it really tones down and kind of just complements whatever else is in it. I never would have known that based off of the cold scent. And this one had so much vanilla in it that when I smelled it on cold, I'm like, I think I could handle the cologne, but the cologne turns down. It's still there. It still smells cologne-y, but it's not as bad. And I just love the label on this year's jar, the blue plaid. It's pretty when it's lit. It's my favorite color. It's got that neutrals beige basic matte lid and then white wax with thin stiff ropey wicks. So I did get 2 of these. It's warm vanilla, fresh bergamot, and sweet sandalwood. And mahogany is a conceptual scent, so it's possible that it will smell different in different candles, but I'm getting, almost always get the bergamot note. And it's not like Book Loft bergamot. It's much, much sharper. It's very abrasive to the nose, in my opinion. But that vanilla is so warm and so sweet. The sandalwood adds some creaminess. This is just the perfect candle. I love it. I told the hubs last night, I was like, I gotta go get my mandals tomorrow. And he's like, mandals? And I was like, yeah, they're man candles. They smell like a sexy vanilla man. They give me cologne vibes, but I like it. So those were BOPIS at the outlet store. While we were picking up the BOPIS, we were like, well, let's just look around. Not too big of a bill, literally $6.74 total. And that was because I picked up another of the Cozy Sunday Night, which I got through one of these. I think, was that in my October rotation, or did I finish that in September? I forget. Finished it up recently, and I had these for 75% off. So this is the $6.74 that I paid. It's warm cinnamon, crystallized ginger, and vanilla bean. And I don't know why, but y'all, this smells more like a pumpkin spice latte to me than the pumpkin spice latte candle does. There's no espresso note in here, but that vanilla bean is very creamy and almost like milky lactonic. And then you have the spiciness from the ginger and the cinnamon, and it reads like a craft coffee, not Starbucks that's full of a ton of sugar, but like a craft coffee pumpkin spice, which usually has either fresh ginger or very good high quality dried ginger, which has a spice element to it. So I really enjoy this one. Happy to have another one. I think I still have at least one in backup, but I grabbed another because I didn't have this year's label. These are medium, ropey, thin stiff. They're kind of in between. White wax, decorative lid with some fall foliage on it, and then a beautiful wraparound with leaves. I think maybe there's some feathers on there. I think those are feathers. Yeah, makes no sense given the name of the candle, but whatever. I don't usually always, look at the labels. And then we saw where they had eucalyptus and pine from the aromatherapy line in stock, and the Hubs is a sucker for pine lotion. Y'all, he buys this like really bougie, he imports it I think from Sweden, pine lotion, because almost nobody sells just a straight up pine lotion. And he was like, oh, it's going to have eucalyptus in it. I'm like, well, maybe let's try it. And it does. It does have eucalyptus, but it's not like the full-on sinus clearing, overpowering eucalyptus. It feels more like a natural eucalyptus element. And then the pine that's in here is just beautiful. It's sappy. It's sharp. It actually reminds me a lot of his bougie lotion that he buys. So we grabbed it with one of his rewards that he had that was almost expiring. It says it's inspired by the sense of Nordic, see, Swedish, I'm telling you, forest, a moment of reflection under the northern lights and the beauty of falling snow. So it's a scent story, but it's very pine forward. He loves pine, so I said, can we just get that for free and maybe not spend, I don't know, it's like $40 for a bottle of lotion of that stuff he gets. And he agreed that this was more reasonable. So I only paid subtotal of $6.74 with the reward and the 75% off on the candle. We saved $38.16 on that purchase. The outlet store was actually pretty boring. The only candles they had were the pastel taffy, which I just don't want. It didn't perform well for me this summer. They had Firecracker Pop, which I probably would have absolutely bought another one, but it wasn't 75% off anymore. They put it back up to $10. So I'm like, really? And then they had the Mahogany Teakwood Intense, which also, I'm good. Bunch of Single-Wicks, but I've decided I'm just never going to buy a Single-Wick again because I have so many rewards I can't use now that I can't get pocket back holders. Which, speaking of pocket back holders, they had a really cute one with luggage. It like opens up and you put the pocket back inside. And I almost got it because we're going to be traveling to Michigan, the Hubs and I, very soon. And I was like, that'll be fun to put in my bag. But it's $14.95. I'm like, I am not going to pay $14.95 for a pocket back holder that I used to get for free. So I put it back on the shelf, but it was really cute. I kind of want it still, but I'm not going to pay that price. So the outlet store was a little bit of a womp womp, kind of boring, nothing new coming in. But that's where my BOPIS order was, so that's where we went anyways and thought, well, we'll peruse. All right, y'all, did you pick up any of these online exclusives? Did you take advantage of the $10.95 sale? Tell me all about it in the comments below. I will have another video out tomorrow. I have a lot on the agenda. I'm not sure what I'm going to post, so it's going to be a surprise, but it'll be something good. I've got lots of goodies waiting to just put them out there. They're done. They're ready to go. I just need a day to publish it. If you enjoy my Saturday ritual haul videos, give me a thumbs up. That lets me know you like this content. You want to keep seeing it. It also lets me know that you've engaged with my materials. And I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, I hope your weekend goes great. Bye.